In MLB The Show 21, Road to the Show had some major structural changes that created some very mixed opinions about the mode. Some viewed the perk and loadout system of Ball Player as great and innovative, while others still grasped on the more immersive story and training point system. Based on that feedback from the community, San Diego Studios has rebalanced and reworked Ball Player and Road to the Show from the ground up to improve the systems in order to make the most engaging experience possible. So in today's video, we're going to go over 11 key improvements to Road to the Show in MLB The Show 22. But before we do, please consider subscribing, as I'll be covering all the news on the road to early access next week on April 1st. Let's get into it. Number 1, multiple ball player. New to Road to the Show this year is the ability to create multiple ball players. You can create up to 10 that have their own unique name, visual identity, position, loadouts, and gear. The cool thing about this now is you can unlock archetype items, perks, and equipment that then apply to any of these 10 players from the same central binder. Now, I'm really going to put this to the test. Myself and Nick are working on a completely fictional universe of ball players from across the league that will collide in the MLB, so stay tuned for that. Coming in at number 2, a revamped progression suite. Last year in Road to the Show, many of the program rewards were based on playing online, but San Diego Studios has noted that this year, based on community's feedback, the progression suite for the mode is focused on offline games and programs. This means you won't have to play online games to progress your ball player as you're trying to make him as good as possible at 99. At number 3, there's expanded perks and faster rewards. Along with the revamped progression suite, there is now a more expanded perk system that has much more variety. There's a total of 255 perks, and you'll progress much faster to earn rewards in missions and in the programs. Now, these changes were made to give more customization options, but also to allow players to progress and get to the MLB as fast or as slow as they want to, because you get to choose what archetype items and perks you interchange at whenever time you want. At number 4, a new archetype program system. Now, the new archetype program system is more flexible, and you'll be able to earn up to 3 different archetypes per position. Last year in Road to the Show, if you wanted to experiment and use different archetypes, you basically had to start completely over in the program and wait all the way till you get to the end for that different choice. Now, this time, once you get to those bundles, you'll have the gold and diamond bundles with 3 different choices, 3 different experimented archetype program and perks. At number 5, there's a pitch select system if you're a pitcher in Road to the Show. This year with the pitch repertoire, you won't have to train your players to get more pitches. You'll be able to select whatever pitch mix you want from the get-go, and you'll be able to individually progress the ability with that pitch that you use in game. You'll have 5 different slots that you can select when you start, and they'll start with, baseline ratings, just 30 across the board. And as you play and perform those pitches, get more perk and gear, you'll get more effective and those pitches will get better. At number 6, there's a new playstyle and role creation system. This year in Road to the Show, there's a new create a player flow, and the reason they've done this is so that you don't have to feel forced to be a two-way player anymore, and ultimately San Diego Studios wanted to give everyone more control, or what they say is player agency. First, you will select your playstyle from being a pitcher, a two-way player, or position player. From there, you'll select the archetype with focus on power, contact, fielding, velocity, break, and control. Now, as you do this, you'll get an idea of what positions will be best available for that archetype. And then lastly, select your final position on the field, and then you're good to go. At number 7, there's new gear and equipment. As part of the rewards for Road to the Show while you progress through missions and programs is the ability to earn stubs and equipment. Like before, you'll be able to use those stubs in the community market to purchase items, but you'll also be able to earn bundles with this unique gear. Now, we've got some teases on some new gear that's coming this year. We've seen Chandler bats are in. We've also seen some new style of cleats like these Jordan 5s that we saw here in the feature premiere. There's going to be so many different ones too, so much more new ones. I'm really excited to see what they are. At number 8, knuckleball pitchers are back. Due to the problems with online play, knuckleball players were removed from MLB The Show 21, but San Diego Studios this year has made some changes to allow that some pitches and systems work offline but not online. Knuckleball pitchers is a big example of this. This year, with the pitch selection and perk system, you can create a knuckleballer and take him to the field, and don't worry, you're not going to get spammed with knuckleballers online in Create a Player and Diamond Dynasty, just for offline only. At number 9, dynamic perks. New to this year is dynamic perks, which are purely situational. For example, if you're ahead in the count, you might get a boost to contact or power based on the perk you have equipped. Now, these perks seem to be modeled after the showdown boosts or the quirks that you see on MLB players that we've seen in MLB MLB The Show 21. So you can imagine what type of boost that you'll get with these dynamic perks. At number 10, there's new dynamic challenge situations. So dynamic challenges aren't new to MLB The Show 22, but they have been improved and reworked to the point that some of them are removed. There's some new ones added. Some of them are cleaned up to make better. Ideally, they took a complete pass at all of these to make sure they're engaging as possible in certain situations in the game. At number 11, there's more narrative podcasts. Now, San Diego Studios has reinvested into the narrative podcast put together by Ben Gelman. They've also hired an ESPN producer to work on these moments. You'll see some new faces such as Joe Mauer, Rachel Balkovic. Additionally, there's returning individuals, Robert Flores, Griffey makes an appearance back, Carlos Pena, Sean Casey, and so many more return. Ultimately, you'll get more very different types of narrative podcasts. I don't know how many this year, they didn't say, but it seems like it'll be more than it was last year. Hopefully this time though, there won't be as canned, it will be more dynamic, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. It appears that Road to the Show has got a similar treatment to franchise mode with a lot of foundation and system updates without any big features this year. Now, what do you think about all of this and the state of Road to the Show and MLB The Show? Let me know down in the comments what you think, and until the next one, we'll see ya. Peace.